Have you ever been sitting there in the end of an interview and they've asked you, so do you have any questions for us? Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky one. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Ash here, and today we're talking about that question. Do you have any questions for us? Too many times I've been in an interview, I've got a great candidate in front of me, they've answered all the questions really well, but the problem is they haven't asked any questions themselves. Candidates, please remember, although you're the one being interviewed, remember to do some interviewing yourself. So what does this mean exactly? There are a lot of different reasons as to why I think you should be asking questions in an interview, but there's one key one that really stands out for me, and the one I'm going to focus on for this video. I think a lot of people forget that this person sitting in front of you doing the interviewing could potentially be one of the most influential people in your life for the next X amount of years. Do you not want to know anything about that person? Sometimes we get really caught up in these interviews. We're so laser focused on trying to impress the interviewer, we forget that this person sitting in front of us is going to potentially be our manager for the next 3 or 4 years. This is the person you're going to be spending 35 hours plus a week working for, learning from, developing under. Please make sure you make the right choice. I've been hit with the same questions countless times. How big is the team? What do you like about working here? What's the hardest thing about working here? Now, I've not got anything against these questions. They're perfectly fine, perfectly reasonable questions to ask in an interview. But have you asked anything about your manager themselves? For all you know, they could be terrible at their job. They could be a terrible manager. They could be terrible at developing people, and you're about to trust the next few years of your career with them. Now, everyone's got their fair share of bad manager stories, including myself, but if you can avoid working for a bad manager, I would definitely advise it. Okay, so what questions should you ask your potential manager? Think about things that would impress you. What have they done with their career to date? How have they got to where they are now? So things like, what are your biggest achievements? If I asked your manager about you, what would they tell me? If I asked someone in a different department to you, what would they say about you? What's your management style? You might even want to ask what management training they've had. Start thinking about things that would be interesting to you. What do you want to learn from your next manager, and find out if they can offer you that? What do you want from this job you're applying for? Can this person help get you there? What questions can you ask them to find out? Remember, interviews are a two-way street. You need to take as well as give. So make sure you're prepping some good questions for your next interview. And trust me, if someone asked me these sort of questions in an interview, I'd be super impressed. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could go a bit further, hit the subscribe button, hit a like, share it if you think someone could find it of interest. And I'll see you in the next one. First video done in the new flat. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed those colored lights I had on in the background. I did set them up, but they didn't look quite right. So this is still a work in progress. I'll catch you in the next one.